That was great music, by the way.
Yeah, you're muted now. Yeah.
I thought you killed it, mate.
I don't want to start laughing too quickly. You know what I mean?
Remember, my parents are aliens.
Yes, like people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. RJ, shut the fuck up, or I swear to Jesus Christ. Your Irish ass will be flying.
It was me.
It was N5, yeah.
Hey, you were still talking, but we're here for the match reaction. Shut up! We're here for match reaction of Liverpool versus Real Madrid. I'm joined by Tom, RJ, Sauls, and N5. How are we all doing, guys?
I'm fucking tastic.
I don't get why you asked.
Only 3 of us are happy, let's be honest.
Well, we've got a couple of comments. Obviously, Matt is laughing his head off. Ender, Liverpool were dog shit. Yeah, I mean, you can't really disagree with that. Liverpool were poor. They were poor. Whoever, right? Stop playing. No, seriously, it's annoying.
Okay.
I'm pissed off with the City game. Trent Alexander-Arnold is shit. Dortmund fucking robbed. We'll get into Dortmund, and me and Dom are going to have great fun on the. Oh god, they're still okay. They're going to be going in the chat for some time. But obviously, it's not ideal. Me and Dom are going to have a great time in Refs Watch, discussing a various amount of issues in the Dortmund game. But I'll go straight to you, Tom. Liverpool absolutely destroyed by Real Madrid. There's no nice way of putting it.
We weren't destroyed by Real Madrid. Real Madrid played well. We weren't destroyed by Real Madrid. We destroyed ourselves. Some of the most stupid tactics I've ever seen. Toni Kroos and Luka Modric, renowned as some of the greatest passers, greatest midfielders of our generation. So what do? We give them the freedom of bloody Madrid to pick out the passes. Go on, mate. No, we're not going to press you. You're not that good. Oh, shit, you played a perfect 30-yard ball over the top. Oh, we're 1-0 down. Well done. Oh, well, you won't do it again, will you? Oh, shit, you've done it again. Jesus Christ, what are we going to do? When we decide to turn it on for 5 minutes in the second half, whoop-de-doo, our only good player scores. Diogo Jota, shit today. Shit. But he'll be protected because he's done well recently. No, that was awful from him today. No fight, no desire. Sadio Mane, I'm at my wit's end with him. I'm done with him. When was the last time I got a good performance out of Sadio Mane? Never. It's fucking 3 months. 3 months. The defence, Nat Phillips, exposed. It was going to happen. Kabak, exposed. Going to happen. But Fabinho, that's the worst performance I've seen from him in a long time. Trent, words can't do justice to just how awful he was today. You know, it's one of the worst performances I've seen from him this season. And I've seen him head the ball into his own net, and he can get away with it because it was disallowed for offside. He's awful again. The substitution, Thiago was the right substitution for the wrong man. Genie, Wijnaldum, I'm done with him. I want us to pay clubs to take him off our hands. And there'll be people going, but he did the nice run for the goal. That is the first time in 2 months I've seen him run forwards. The amount of times he's got the ball on the edge of the Real Madrid box, and he's got it, and we've made runs, and we're sat there waiting for the pass, and Genie Wijnaldum's going, let me switch it onto my left foot, and my right foot, and my left foot, and my right foot. All the passing options are gone. I'm just going to have to pass it backwards. Is it any surprise that our defenders get the most touches? He's awful. Shaqiri, pointless substitution. Firmino, they should have brought him on at half time. We're chasing a game, and we're relying on Genie Wijnaldum's attacking intent and Thiago's attacking intent. Real Madrid showed their quality today, and our boys bottled it on the biggest stage. Mo Salah is the only one who can hold his head up high on that pitch. No, not Mo Salah. Ozan Kabak can as well, because he was very good. He was very good out there. A number of tackles in that first half, which could have easily been goals if he hadn't got there. The referee was abysmal, but it's not an excuse. I can't wait to watch Refs Watch and see how the Sadio Mane one wasn't a foul. But it's not an excuse. Our performance today wasn't good enough. And with the way we played this season, I don't see us getting past them in the second leg.
Neither do I.
Anyway, I've got to shoot. You can debate them statements all you want.
Yeah.
Hello, mate.
Cheers for coming on, mate. Cheers for coming on.
Look, mate.
He mentioned Refs View. It's about a 45-minute show this week because we've got Europa League. So I'm not sure there's physically enough time in the show to go over every decision. I've picked out a couple from the Dortmund game that are just so clear, but we'll get into Dortmund in a bit. I've got a tweet that Sonny put up. I'm sure he won't mind us using this just to see what he says. Sonny said, "You lot need to stop looking at the name Real Madrid and start looking at their team. Then this game no longer becomes scary." Russ put, I haven't screenshotted the chat, but Russ put in the chat, "Is it getting scary now?" What I want to ask, and I want to go to Saul's quickly first, because you watch a bit of Spanish football, a little bit of La Liga. You probably know Madrid a little bit better than myself, RJ, and Aaron. But was Sonny and the Liverpool fans, because there was an awful lot of confidence when they picked out Madrid in the quarterfinals, saying that was the easiest tie they could get and all of that, barring obviously Porto. Did they disrespect Madrid too much?
Yeah, this is their competition, man. This is what they absolutely live for. You can't look when the ethos is in your club. It's nothing's going to remove it. Real Madrid are serial Champions League winners. You know, this is the competition. If any one club knows how to win, it's Real Madrid. Look, they've not had the best of season. Yes, I admit that. La Liga's not had the best of leagues this season.
They can still win La Liga as well. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
No, this is what I'm about to say. I understand their I understand their confidence today before the game because Varane and Ramos are both now obviously officially been ruled out today. But when they drew them, Ramos and Varane were still there. How on earth do you disrespect that team? Casemiro's been better than every one of your midfielders, including Fabinho, this season, right? Modric and Kroos are still arguably some of the best midfielders in the world on their day. Like, the disrespect they showed is why they got battered today. I think even Klopp followed through with the fans and absolutely did underestimate what Real Madrid can do. Yes, their manager may not be the greatest or whatever. You can have your discussions on that. Vinicius on his day, like I said, yes, the only thing I've always criticized is his finishing. He's a phenomenal baller. The man can do it all. But the only thing he can't do is finish. Well, today he seemed to have found how to finish, but usually man's bent. Like, the guy misses everything. I think Foden and Vinicius swapped finishing abilities today because Foden was terrible. But yeah, I think they massively did, because even if you look at Lucas Vazquez as a right back, it's been renowned. His form has come back. Asensio recently, in the last sort of 3 or 4 games, has been scoring goals. Benzema's a new man. Obviously, when you take the stars away from him in terms of Bale and Ronaldo, the man himself is brilliant. And I think people have disrespected his name when Ronaldo and Bale were there, because the man, behind the scenes, the man was doing everything. Even today, he could have won a penalty. There's arguments whether that's a penalty or not. That's up to you to decide. But yeah, they massively, massively underestimate. I don't understand why Liverpool had this confidence when they've got Kabak and Phillips in the back, and they're complaining about the fact that their backline is Real Madrid's backline. Their backline is a makeshift backline. There's a right winger and right back. Yeah, the only person who actually comes to the first team defense is Ferland Mendy. Militao barely makes that team. And Nacho barely makes that team. And today they actually used a new system to what they have been playing. They played a 4-back where they were actually going to come in with a 5-back, and they still ripped him. I think Liverpool. This is what I hate about Premier League fans, and I'm going to say they judge things right that they have no idea about. A lot of Premier League fans don't watch European football, but seem to think they know it all.
Look, I'm the first to say that I haven't got enough time in my life to be watching La Liga, the Bundesliga, Serie A. But the difference with me is I don't claim to be an expert of La Liga.
Yeah,
but I know
yeah.
I know the name Real Madrid. I know the name Barcelona.
You know the players.
I know some of them, but even some of them, I'm looking at Vinicius Junior. I've probably seen the name, but I couldn't tell you a single attribute that he's good at because I don't watch them, and that's the difference with me. But Aaron, what were your thoughts? I mean, Liverpool come into this game with so much confidence that they were going to rip Madrid apart. This was going to be easy. They're not scary, but they've turned out and lost 3-1.
I think when I just look at Liverpool, and not even just this game, but in so many games this year, what last year, like let's say as an Arsenal fan, when we played Liverpool, they had a massive fear factor. They had a relentless press. You'd get no time on the ball. You'd have Mane and Salah running at you, and then you get Wijnaldum pushing up. Every single player was just relentless. It was energy from like 0 to 90, and they would never stop. This season, it's just lackluster. There's none of that fear factor. Obviously, a part of that as well is the fact that Van Dijk's not there, so the back line is obviously, it's not as scary to play against. They're a bit more vulnerable, but that's the thing I've mainly seen from Liverpool is that fear factor in terms of the press and you not getting any time of the ball. It's just completely gone. And against Arsenal, they won that game through the midfield. Apart from Partey, obviously Ceballos was terrible. Thiago treated him like a kid. And absolutely, but they couldn't do that against Kroos, Casemiro, and Modric. You're not going to be able to dominate the midfield like that against them three players. And without that relentless press, without Mane on form, they're not going to, the likelihood of them winning a game like that is probably slim. Now, can they possibly come back to it at Anfield? You never know. I mean, this Liverpool team's come over bigger feats than this loss today. But unless they really rewind time a bit, I can't really see them going through. But I've just been so surprised at this Liverpool team because what they were best at is no longer there. So I honestly can't see them doing anything unless they get that relentless press back, because I remember watching them against Arsenal and Xhaka had 0 time on the ball. Our midfielders had 0 time on the ball when we played them last year. But now other teams, I mean, they're getting beaten by teams that would nowhere near be beating them last season, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of doubt. There's no way Burnley or Brighton beat them last year. That's just unheard of. RJ, before obviously I go to the comments, what were your thoughts on the Liverpool game? Obviously, a shit ton of confidence, and I have to be clear, Tom wasn't one of these Liverpool fans that were overconfident. He said it was a winnable tie, which of course it was a winnable tie. He obviously isn't expecting his team to come out like a pile of crap, but a lot of overconfidence. But the boys simply haven't done the job today.
Yeah, 100%. I think Liverpool fans just need a reality check, and I think this is something that they've finally gotten. I believe, look, congratulations, you beat Arsenal 3-0. Like, I mean, no offense to Arsenal and your fans, your team's not the best as it was, right? And beating them, obviously, I'm a United fan. Obviously, we can't beat you somehow. I don't know how that works, but believe me, we don't know either. But look, what I think is they had that false sense of reality that they're invincible again. That like beating Arsenal 3-0 and kind of like what Aaron said. Obviously, Ceballos getting absolutely bullied in the game. Like that was never going to happen with these group in Madrid. I think Trent got exposed again. I mean, the guy, it's pretty simple. Like as a right back, he just does not know the principles of being a defender. He just doesn't. Like it's simple that he's.
It's why I've always said that Trent would be a right winger for me. I know a lot of people are going to laugh. But it's the exact same issues that we saw with Gareth Bale. Do you remember when Gareth Bale first played under Redknapp and he was a left back?
Yeah.
Right, and Redknapp was like, you haven't got the defensive capabilities to be a left back for me. I'm going to move you to left wing. This is exactly what I see with Trent. He is not a right back. You need to cover.
He started off in midfield even in the youth.
But you have to cover too much of Trent. So you need obviously Van Dijk or Fabinho or Gomez there to cover Trent's sort of weaknesses defensively. Whereas if you allowed him,
Henderson used to do that for him. Like he used to come and slot into that right back position when Trent come forward.
Also, the problem with what you're saying is Bale at the time when he moved into that position, obviously went to Real Madrid, he was a top 5, you could arguably like a top 3 to 5 player in the world when he was in that position. Can you really see Trent having those qualities like Bale? I don't think he does. Like to be one of the best in the world.
I think he's
so he's going to replace Salah as a right winger. That's what you're basically. That's
for me. What I would, if I was Liverpool, what I would do is I'd move Salah through the middle, put Trent on right wing, because Trent is one of the best crossers in the world. There's no doubt about that.
No, of course,
he can find you quite easy. He's nowhere near an inside forward. I'm not saying that. He is your traditional right winger. He is one that will get it to the byline anywhere sort of near that penalty area, and he will put a cross onto someone's head. It's why I think he would be more beneficial being played as a right winger than I do as a right back. I mean, it's something we've seen, obviously, with Gareth Bale. It was Harry Redknapp that changed his position, which big up to Harry Redknapp. I do love a bit of him. But it's absolutely something I can see happening with Trent. And actually, I think it's one of the reasons why Gareth won't take him to the Euros. And I know so many people are going to be raging about it. I'll take Wan-Bissaka over Trent. Because as a right back, I want someone who can defend. Primarily because England aren't going to be dominating no possession against a Germany or Spain or an Italy or France.
I mean, you're playing Croatia.
Not with Southgate as manager.
Yeah, exactly.
Even against Croatia, we're not going to dominate possession. We're not going to dominate the ball. That's not how we play. But that's not how we play. So really, you're right back. And I've seen so much shit given to Gary Neville and Carragher for their squads. And yeah, some of it is a bit weird, but I wouldn't take Trent.
That's an understatement. That's an understatement.
I wouldn't take Trent.
I would take Trent because he's got that like surprise factor about him, like his ball delivery and stuff like that. It's worth having on the bench minimum, just in case like a game that you need to open up. He does have that ability, especially for like a striker like Kane.
One thing I will say about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, obviously, there was a huge debate for the last 2 years. Who's better, Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Trent Alexander-Arnold?
They're better at different things.
I understand. But the thing is,
when people try to compare Trent and Wan-Bissaka, it's pointless because they're two completely different right backs. One's attacking and one's defensive.
I know. But this is what I'm telling you, right? For me, and this is what I will tell you, we have not seen the best of Wan-Bissaka so far. I don't think we have, because you know why? We have not seen a proper right winger at Manchester United for the last 4 years.
Yeah, but right? We're digressing.
You could even argue that for Trent in some ways. You could say that he has so much room because he's so young. He has so much room to grow as a defender.
The thing is, there's absolutely no point in this world comparing the two because they're uncomparable.
They're very different.
One is a fantastic defensive right back. The other one is one of the world's greatest at hitting a cross. Comparing the two is pointless because they're both they play in two different systems and they're different players. A couple of comments before we carry on. Kenny saying that away goal for Liverpool may be the thing that gets you a win in the second leg.
Unless Real Madrid massively mess up, like that's not going to happen.
Lanzi is saying Dortmund are going to win the second leg. It's possible, but it's.
We'll get on to that because I've got a few things to say.
We will get into that one. A former West Ham assistant is going to knock Pep out. We do love to see it. The game has gone soft. I was watching City. How was that high boot? Tune in for Ref's View on Thursday with me and Dom. That is something we're going to be discussing. Big up to Shane. Hi, lads. Souls, do Odegaard have a chance of starting at Madrid? I'll probably say so.
No. I tell you, if he actually goes to Arsenal, that's a great move for him, I think.
The thing is that Dan himself just doesn't want to put him in as a number 10 for some reason.
Yeah.
But also, when you look at Zidane, traditionally, he never does play a traditional number 10, like an Odegaard. Yeah. That's the only I think that's why a lot of people are saying if a different manager came in, they may actually, because even if you look at, they've played a 3-4-1-2, about 3-4-3 kind of formation. previously. They played what we've seen today, a traditional 4-3-3. I just don't think Zidane rates him as a number 8 box to box, and that's kind of why he's never had a game time at Real Madrid. So to your answer, Shane, under Zidane, no, under a different manager, we'll have to see what system gets implemented.
And if you want to find out a little bit more about Odegaard and possibly not going to Arsenal, tune in for the Arsenal show tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Some news developing on that one.
But
Chris, crack on, RJ.
No, I'm just saying that, like, you know, it's happened before. You know, Jaime Rodriguez and Isco, 2 players, 2 cams. They've been booed out of Real Madrid at the moment because.
But Isco's not been good enough, though. To be fair. Like Isco and James, trust me, man. They've not at Madrid. They haven't. They've under.
Isco back in, was it 2016 or 2017? He was a baller.
Yeah, but I'm talking recently. He's under delivered a lot. Like he was
treated badly. Like he was like treated the same as Bale. Like never got any game time.
Yeah, because he never delivered. That's the problem.
The thing is, Real Madrid are the most cutthroat. Real Madrid and Barcelona are so cutthroat. If you don't perform for a few games, you're gone. It's a bit like Chelsea and Roman Abramovich, to be fair. Chris, the Liverpool boy, before I get Ross's ideas. RJ, 1 minute. I'm glad my local town, Carlisle, won. Otherwise, would have been double ramp for me. Shocking performance from Liverpool. Madrid actually tested our defence. See what happens when you test our defence. He also says Neville maybe actually has a point for Arnold. I agree with him, but still pick him for when we play small countries. We're not playing. The only small country we're playing in the Euros is Scotland. And
you say that, but Scotland are going to absolutely destroy you if you have that mentality.
RJ, are Scotland a smaller country than us?
Yes. They are smaller, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've not said we're going to smash Scotland. I'm just stating a fact that Scotland's a smaller country than us.
Can I just say something on the Trent Bissaka thing?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I do really like Wan-Bissaka as a right back, especially defensively, and you could see that without him in that United team, they'd concede a lot more goals. But the thing about Trent is that he has the intangibles. If you need that one cross, that one moment, he's capable of bringing out of the bag, just like that quick cross that they did against Barcelona, or even like that random the timing of the cross against Arsenal the other day.
Like even that cross today where he just on a half volley just whipped it into Jota. Like stuff like that he knows how to do instinctively. It's like muscle memory to him.
And England might really need that in the Euros. We really might need that.
Is that he needs to have his defensive instincts need to be there though, and they're not good enough. He should be.
But you don't think because of
I'm not saying to start him, but he's just a great option to have.
Yeah, I agree. I think you've got to take him, but you can't start him every game because he's a liability. He's a complete liability, and he's up there with the top right backs in the world. But can you call him the best right back in the world? No,
not this season.
Because his defensive, his defensive ability is not good enough. You got torn apart by Vinicius tonight. Over and
it's
over
been like
again.
That a few times, to be fair, this season.
We've seen him. He's been exposed so many times this season, and he needs to work on it. And I don't understand why Klopp isn't taking him in training every fucking week and saying, "This is what you're working on. You're great at crosses. We don't need you to work on that anymore. Work on your defensive ability."
He needs to work with Robertson and find out how he does it, because Robertson's the perfect example. Robertson's who can do both.
He's got the mix, exactly. Robertson's got the mix already. He knows.
I would say that
Robertson, both ends of the pitch.
Robertson this year has been way below par for me. I don't know about you guys, but he's
but he's still
he's still the best defender that Liverpool do have, in my opinion. He still works hard, and it just gets
when his competition is Tsimikas, I'm hardly going to take that as credit. Like he should be better than Tsimikas. That's saying Wan-Bissaka's better than Brandon.
But I mean,
he should be better.
Sort of team's been underwhelming though. So like Robertson, to be fair, is gonna.
But I'm just picking out that Robertson has been way below par this year.
I mean, they all have been.
Also, you got. When it comes to the press, as I was saying before, one of the best forms of Liverpool's defense last season was the press. They're constantly winning the ball back. They're allowing the fullbacks to push forward. And without that intensity, you're seeing that both of the fullbacks getting exposed just a little bit more, especially Trent, because obviously he doesn't have the defensive capabilities like Robertson. So it's not just them as individuals or even the injuries or the back line. It's also, as I said, that press, like they're not being able to win the ball back quicker. They're not having as much time on the ball. How many times have you seen Robertson and Trent go down the wing like they were last year and getting into those amazing positions? It's not happening nowhere near as much as last year.
The other one I want to say is, have you noticed how last year they would switch play? So just switch it left to right. That's not happening this year. There's zero confidence. I believe there is zero confidence in both the Trent and Robertson. Neither of them are brimming with any sort of confidence. They're not able to do that.
Has anyone in that team got confidence right now?
I think maybe only Salah.
Salah is the only one who deserves to have any confidence right now.
Themselves. I think none of them have confidence in Kabak and Phillips to actually do anything. So they're trying to
that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse for Mane to be shit. The fact they don't.
And then Firmino was just shit.
I meant for Robbo and Trent to not be.
But to be switching play, that doesn't rely on your centre backs. Last time I checked, Van Dijk and Gomez were not important in switching play. They just
the centre backs are important at dictating.
And they're back on the attack. That's the issue. But if Van Dijk's at the back, you can do that. If you lose the ball minor because you got Van Dijk or Joe Gomez to help clear it up, or Jordan Henderson or whoever else comes in. That's the problem. They just don't trust
it certainly will be interesting to see what happens when Van Dijk gets back, because ACLs are a bitch to recover from.
And Gomez
Gomez especially.
These may not be quick fixes. I mean, ACLs
that's what I've said. I said they need to be ready for him to not be the same defender that we've seen.
Yeah,
and that's the worrying thing. They haven't even bothered looking for someone.
I want to get to some more comments as well. Wan-Bissaka, I would start versus big countries. Look, we'll be doing squad selections and all that closer to Euros, where we'll proper get into this sort of debate. Liverpool need a keeper to challenge Alisson. Alisson getting too comfortable this season. Lost count of how many mistakes he's made this season. I thought that was clever.
Other than maybe the third goal, he was at fault for any of them. He could have done better for that Vinicius shot, to be fair. But other than that, I couldn't really blame him. Not today, anyway.
Yeah, especially the Asensio one. I mean, that wasn't his fault. That was that was a way. If that Asensio missed that, we would be blaming him, saying, "How in the name of God did you miss a one-on-one like that?" Like, seriously, it was an easy one-on-one for him. The ball was, bouncing up in the air. All I had to do was tap him over Alisson, and it was at it. So you can't really blame him for tonight. But I think, like I said, I think it's just because of Van Dijk. Van Dijk gave that protection to every single player, saying that, like, look, I'll protect you 100%, and that's what they don't have anymore. Even Jordan Henderson, I think even the loss of Jordan Henderson was huge for Liverpool, especially from last season and this season, especially because, I mean,
there's been a lot of losses for Liverpool this year. I failed to count how many.
Don't worry, they've always let us know, Liverpool fans.
Yeah, but RJ, if you had Maguire, Bruno, Lindelof, if you had half your team out, you're in the relegation zone, getting relegated to a championship. So
if they had one player out there,
it's Bruno.
Take Bruno away.
If it's Maguire and Lindelof, I don't care. Bailly and bloody Twanzebe, I love it. Come on, make it happen, Ollie, will you?
Why can't keep fit?
Sure.
Like, why do United fans keep saying Bailly? So you'll be doing exactly what Liverpool are having to try and do right now, but instead of Fabinho, you're going to put McTominay.
Well, no, who do start for Scotland in centre back? So
Scotland, Scotland.
I mean, they're in the Euros. I mean, compared to Ireland, I don't know about that.
Have you seen Scotland's team, bro? Come on.
I don't say that. So Tierney's playing centre back for him.
It's not
man. What's going on here, man?
Ireland,
great team.
They've got a mixed match, but fuck knows why we're talking about Scotland. Let's try and keep to a Champions League, shall we?
Euros preview.
I might as well change the fucking name of it. Jota made the Liverpool goal.
Intro.
Liverpool made the Salah goal. Made the Liverpool goal. Salah was in the right position. It's a big ask. Now I see him scoring in the second leg. I see him scoring a hatful in the second leg. Can't say Alexander-Arnold is overrated. He's a Champions League winner at 21. However, he's clearly not a defender. And I agree with Neville. Southgate will not pick him for the Euros over Trippier. I maybe wouldn't be picking Trippier, but I see what you. I see your.
Trippier when he was banned for 10 games.
Yeah.
I see the point of not picking Trent, but I wouldn't be using Trippier. Dylan also saying, Mane has been pathetic this season. It hasn't been spoken enough. I agree. He's been way poor. Chris saying, I will keep saying this. There's a book called Where's Wally? Should one for Where's Mane this season. Mane has been non-existent all season for me. He has been poor. And then Dylan, RJ's calling you. Dylan's calling you out. RJ, please stop. McTominay isn't even a good CDM, let alone centre back. Which
he's got more headed goals than Maguire. So look, don't talk to me, mate. More headed goals.
How's that?
I'm not sure.
No, look, I'm just saying as a defender, he's better than Fred.
Fuck him! You go from goals.
You know what? RJ only just wants to make it about United. That's why he comes on every show. He just inject into the conversation.
Right. Let's talk.
Save it for the Europa League show.
Yeah, like we're gonna have one where there's RJ, there's Sauls, there's gonna be a few others hopefully, because both Europa League games are at the exact same fucking time. So that means double match reaction. Good luck trying to. I wish myself luck there because trying to keep control of that one is going to be non-existent. It's probably going to be like 8 people. I have a feeling it's not going to go well. But let's talk a little bit little bit about the second leg for Liverpool. Does anyone think that Liverpool can get through this? Russ, we'll start with you.
I don't, to be fair, but at the same time, can you ever really discount them? Because we all know what they can do on their day. All right, their day hasn't come very often recently, but when they're on form and they have a good game, they're unstoppable. You know, we all saw what they did to Barcelona last year. All right, then they're not the same team they were last year, but you've only got to look at the Arsenal game the other day. If they have a good game, they're hard to stop. But overall, no, I don't think they will get through. If Real Madrid play like they did today, Liverpool are out.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Erin, what about you, mate?
I think they could probably make it a competitive game, but I mean, if they come out like they did today, and I think one of the biggest things is, can they really stop Madrid scoring with their back line right now? Probably not. Even if they do get a few goals, they'll probably concede one. So I'm going to say that it might be a competitive game. It might be a good watch, but in terms of them actually going through to the semis, I'm not confident at all for Liverpool.
Yeah, that's fair. RJ?
Not a hope in hell.
And try not to bring United into this one, all right?
Well, speaking of
we're talking about Liverpool.
No, I'm joking. No, to be fair, like, you know, Real Madrid aren't Barcelona. They're not bottlers. They're not like Spurs either. But, you know, the thing is, what I see is, you know, if we're really basing this off like this match tonight, which we can technically because there's 2 teams that are going to be playing next week, I can't see this happening. Not a hope in hell. Yours good as Michael fucking Owen with your analysis.
It's the same 2 teams playing next week. Well, no shit, Sherlock. It's the second leg.
In the second leg?
I see like another Vinicius great performance, and then he's injured for another 6 months. So yeah, look, that's my prediction.
Yeah.
Next, you'll be telling me whoever scores the most goals wins. But
I mean, if you want me to, sure, why not? Like,
joking. What about you?
I mean, it's going to be very tough because obviously Real Madrid have got the El Clasico on the weekend, so they can't really rest a lot of players, especially with the fact that Barcelona and Real Madrid are both literally touching distance of coming back against Atletico Madrid in the league table. Mm-hmm. Both are going to really want to go for this. Being an El Clasico, they still are 2 of the traditional teams that have a lot of self-pride in their derbies. And then I've had a look at Liverpool. They've got Aston Villa, to be fair, so that's going to be a tough game for them.
Mm-hmm. And they're chasing down top 4. Say can't
Yeah,
miss
still.
either.
So they're both still having to play league games where they're having to focus, which balances things out. So obviously it comes down to what happens on the day. Truthfully, I mean, if it was 2-1, like Aaron said, a 2-1 would have been a good result because getting 2 goals, you can do that. But if Real Madrid score 1, they're now having to get 3. That's a big, big ask, especially with the fact that Eden Hazard could be back. Obviously, he's potentially back for the El Clasico. He just wasn't quite ready, which fuck knows what that means. He might be 110 kg still. We don't know. He's well overweight,
I saw. Have you seen the pictures of him from the other day?
No,
he actually looks the skinniest I've seen him since he got to Madrid.
Has he gone skinny? I've seen him overweight. I thought he was well overweight.
There was pictures from him training the other day, right? And he genuinely looks the skinniest I've seen him since he got to Madrid.
Yeah, Liverpool
you say like malnourished.
I'm going to be honest. Then Liverpool got no chance. If Eden Hazard's in shape and he's ready to be back for Saturday, Liverpool got no chance. If they couldn't do it against Vinicius Junior, they couldn't stop that man. Are you mad? They're going to stop Eden Hazard. The guy's not played all year, and the guy's gonna be fresh for this game. He's gonna rip Trent.
Definitely gonna be an interesting one.
Versus
for me,
Trent as well, man.
Yeah, not actually. No.
And then in centre backs, I just have like Kabak and bloody Phillips, like
flipping kebab, you know.
Let me just say.
By the way, I wish Sonny was here. Now Beckenbauer, how long?
Unfortunately, Sonny is now too big time for this channel. But Aaron, what were you saying?
I was going to say 2 things. I was going to say
Sonny's currently chilling on the terrace, so he's big time now, boys.
I was going to say that if Liverpool get an early goal, anything can happen from there because Liverpool love to play off momentum. They love to play off that. When they have that adrenaline, and they're always good once they kind of accumulate 1 goal, and then they can go on and try and get another one, especially early. And I was also going to say, for anyone who doesn't watch La Liga, now is probably the best time because for Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico, every game matters. It's probably the best title race in Europe right now. I don't know about the Italian league right now, but
I think points ahead with a game in hand. They're bombing it.
I wouldn't even know where I can find La Liga anymore.
You can total sport it.
Yeah, Sky Sports cancel that shit once Ronaldo.
Yeah, it was on Sky Sports and BT do Bundesliga and Serie A and.
I mean, Bundesliga. It's on. Isn't it on 11 Sports or something?
No. It's Premier Sport now. It was 11 Sport after Sky Sports, and then now Premier Sports have done it for the last 2 seasons.
Listen, lads. Anyone watching, you don't even need that. Just,
Fuck that. A couple of comments. McTominay is a box-to-box midfielder. As a DM, he bunny hops away from attacking players. No chance of centre back. I mean, Can you see any players wanting to leave in Liverpool in the summer? We'll get to that one in a second.
I mean,
big up 1 minute. Talking. Thank you. Big up to Charles in the chat. Trent Alexander-Arnold is so overrated.
Sure, you got enough there.
In terms of defensively, I would completely agree. In terms of attacking, no, I wouldn't. I think he's not in the right position. But RJ, you were saying something before I rudely interrupted you.
Oh, I was just saying, if players want to leave, if they don't want to leave, good luck playing in Macedonia next season against some farmers, who probably work at supermarkets, lads. So, simple as that. So
it's just a bit harsh on Macedonia. That's just a bit harsh on Macedonia. That is.
Well, no, I mean, at least Macedonia will get some European football.
They're bankers, not freaking supermarket workers. You disgrace.
RJ, I think I disagree. I do think some players will leave, but not for those reasons, because I think that those players probably do believe with Klopp they can rebuild just a little bit in the summer and then go for the Premier League next year, even if they're not in the Champions League. But I think some of them will probably, because I don't know about the contract renewal situations there, but I think some players will want a lot more money than they're on now. They're kind of lucky with the contracts they had before. I think there's going to be a lot of other teams coming for a few of the Liverpool players. And at the same time, though, all good things come to an end. I think that for this team right now, like that Liverpool have, this squad, we've probably seen the best of them. We'll probably see a couple new additions, and then that will kind of reinvent what they're doing, and then we'll see them go again. But Yeah, I don't know if they'll leave just because of Champions League, but I think it'll just be other reasons. And some players they just want to move on and accept a new challenge.
Yeah, that's a shout.
I think part of the problem is going to be like if you look at Ligue 1, if you look at La Liga and Bundesliga, the financial situations there are dire at the minute. And I don't know whether if you look at their stars, right, in Salah, he's about, what, 29 or something, 28. Mane, about the same. Van Dijk, about the same, obviously coming back off an ACL. The only ones that they'll be really interested in because they'll get a long-term sort of out of them is probably Trent being one. Or maybe, I mean, Curtis Jones is still not up to the heights of what we expect.
For me, there's 3 in the Liverpool squad that 4 that teams will be interested in. Trent, Robbo, Salah, Jota. The only 4.
No. Teams would be in. If you're a Barcelona, Real Madrid, you're still looking at players like Mane. He's had a bad season, but you're still going to
maybe. But
investment. I think Laporte is kind of one of younger players, and I think you can rule out a Barca move for any of the older players.
That's so right now. If somebody said to you, Mane, 60 million, I'd say yes all day.
Of course you would. You're Arsenal. You'll take anything. You're very
Arsenal, yeah.
You wouldn't take Mane at United. You wouldn't take Mane at United.
Over Rashford, no.
Over Rashford, no.
No, that's
you know what? United they deserve nothing.
No, to be fair,
you think Rashford is better than Mane?
No. Even as
one minute.
Let me just get one straight answer. Please.
No, I'm straight answer. Right? I'm about to defend RJ.
Mane is worse than Rashford.
No, I don't think it's about
ability-wise. Mane is better, but for the last few seasons, you have to give it to
few seasons. You mean one season? Because
for
the
me,
season before the last, people were saying Mane was.
I'm gonna put it in
the
a
last
more
few seasons. Mane's won a Premier League and a Champions League.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the last few seasons.
Right, I'm gonna put it in a more logical way because I clearly understand football a little bit more. Rashford is a Manchester boy, right?
Yeah,
he's a good player with a lot of potential. If you continue to play him, he's only going to get better and better. Mane's not going to have the same passion for Manchester United than Rashford would. Rashford is a very good player who's only going to get better. Mane is one that also I don't really know if he fits Ollie's system in a way. It's a weird one. It might do, but I just think Rashford in terms of longevity is going to be better than not Salah, flaming Mane in about 3 years' time. So you consistently play him. It's a bit like Saka.
No.
But you do understand.
This is the way I'm looking at it. Mane is a 28-year-old player. You're paying £60 million, right, for the potential of someone coming in and being a world-class player. Mane, I know it's been one bad season, but let's be honest, a lot of players do digress when they move at this age.
Yeah, but he's not losing pace. He's not lost a step. That whole team has just been a calamity.
But I just don't think United is the right move for him, especially when
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that as two players. Like, if you're saying that he's going to be better than Mane longevity-wise, then he at one point he will have to be a top 5 player in the world because there was a period where Mane was playing top 3 to 5 best players on the planet.
I think realistically, there's a huge possibility that can happen if Rashford. I think if Rashford keeps up with
top 5 player on the planet.
1 minute.
If he's 23 years old.
Yeah, but if he keeps his trajectory going on the way it is, I think he can. But
I like Rashford. I'm actually a massive fan of Rashford.
At the end of the day, it's all up to if Rashford can stay fit, how he develops. Again, it's a bit like Greenwood. It's all in their sort of domain. If they want it, they can do it. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to do it. I can't control Rashford's mind and body. But what I do know is that he's clearly got his head screwed on. He's not one of these prima donnas that, I mean, the guy fights feeding children for a living or whatever he does in his spare time. So he's clearly got his head screwed on and he clearly loves United.
I know that, but I'm saying that like you're talking about like Mane at one point was genuinely, if you name the 5 best players in the world, Mane was in there.
Rashford has been at Man United for what, 5-6 seasons? He's had one season where he got more than 10 goals.
Yeah, but he's
you're talking that he's going to be one of the top players in the world.
Russ, listen. He's 23 years old. He's been at United for 5 years. Now, for the last 5 years, United have been trying to rebuild from this huge mistake that we've had, right? If you give Rashford the same squad that he was with, that Mane had with Liverpool, say like in about 2-3 years, we could have, say, a proper right winger, a proper CDM, a proper fucking centre back. That is in a fucking.
To be fair, RJ is spitting facts. United are a shit club with shit players. Rashford's had to try and do his best. Look, it's all that's all ifs and buts. You never know what could happen.
I mean, what have I said that's not wrong?
But at the end of the day, you're talking about this guy becoming one of the top players in the world, right? Mm-hmm. Look at players like Hazard, he carried Chelsea. He carried them completely, bro. Even when he had shit around him, right? He was shining.
Right, guys.
If Rashford is as good as you say, it shouldn't matter who's around him, bro.
Yeah.
But if you think he's going to be
right, RJ, leave it.
Able to carry that team.
Stop. Right, we are literally digressing to United, and this is not a United fan channel. If you want to talk about Rashford and United, go and create a United stand or go do whatever they want to do over there. I want to talk about obviously RJ. If you put anything on the screen, I will literally kick your head in.
Right.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Right, literally. Back to Champions League, something United wouldn't even know what that is if they'd bit it on their ass. Hold on, Leipzig. Shall we go to Istanbul?
Yeah. You're making it about United, Niall.
Yeah, thank you.
But this one's funny.
This is about
Istanbul Baksha here. Shall we talk about that one again? Yeah, that's what I thought. Right. Yeah, we can talk about Istanbul Baksha here in the Champions League if you'd really like to, but I feel like that's one of the bad moments in United life that you don't want to talk about.
Yeah, sure. Cool. Let's move on.
That's what I thought. We don't want to talk about Istanbul Baksha here then. But no, I want to talk about Man City. Obviously, they played Dortmund at the Etihad. It finished 2-1. Sauls, you were watching that game a bit more intently than that one. But before I go to you,
we're going back and forth on that one.
We'll go to you two on this one. Laurie's saying my son is a Liverpool supporter and called it 3-1 to Madrid. Crazy,
big up Laurie,
leaving his own team.
Big up Laurie, man.
Got it spot on.
We don't forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But Sauls, talk about City.
Yeah, I called it. I thought it was going to be 2-1. I thought it was going to be a lot tighter than a lot of people were making it out to be, like a City domination. That was never going to happen, even if you look at the likes of Emre Can, Dahoud. They've got even Marco Reus. Man, I rate the guy. It's just unfortunate with the injuries he's had. They're a good team, even the Akanji. Like, it's a good young, centre-back.
Bellingham.
Bellingham, yeah. I think he's had a bit of a quieter game today. But he is a phenomenal for 17 years as well, man. The guy, I didn't even think he was 17 the way he plays. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I thought he was a lot older than that. But yeah, Dortmund are a brilliant side, and I think people forget that. But what City did really well was cut the supply to Haaland. That's how you stop him. You don't focus on him. You don't need to focus. You leave him to do what he wants to do. You just stop the ball coming to him. Because the minute you get the ball to Haaland, the man's scoring. And that's what they did really well. Oh, can we have a roasting session, lad? What happened?
Hold on.
What happened, lad?
1 minute. Right.
Wait, hold on.
Right. I know how to solve that, so I mute him.
Right, I have the power to do this, right, lad?
Right, so sorted. So we were going to talk about City, but Sonny just walked into the building. So Sonny, you did put up a tweet earlier. I did get it up. Big thanks to Ross for putting it in the chat for us. I did need it. You said you lot need to stop looking at the name Real Madrid and start looking at their team. Then this game no longer becomes scary. Are they scary now, or like?
Would you like to elaborate? Would you like to elaborate?
What's your thoughts on Real Madrid?
I still didn't over or underestimate Real Madrid. I just overestimated Liverpool. There's no way you look at that game when
I think you did.
Ramos and Varane are both injured, and we approach
right. I want to hear what Sonny's got to say about this. So the rest of you zip
it. Put him on a big screen. Give him a platform. Give him it.
No.
There you go. There you go.
What I was trying to say is in the space of 2 days, we hear Ramos and Varane are both injured. We approach the game like that. There's no way I'm underestimating Real Madrid. I just overestimated us.
Mm-hmm.
And go on then, RJ.
You did have Nat Beckenbauer, or whatever his name was. What was he doing today?
Worst game in a Liverpool show.
Turkish kebab, what did he do?
And I've said this. This is the best definition of it. You know, back in school when the year 11s went over to the year 7s and they took their ball and they just started passing it around the year 7s, that just taking the mic. That's exactly what Real Madrid done today.
Mate, I'm Irish. I have no idea.
But do you not think you underestimated Real Madrid, though? Come on, man.
No, I didn't.
But they are a phenomenal footballing side.
They're a phenomenal name. They're not a phenomenal football side.
Oh my God! So you're telling me?
Right, guys. One at a time. Else to people watching, I've got absolutely no idea what any of you are saying.
Well, they could hear us. Don't worry, it's grand.
I don't think they can, RJ, because I can barely.
We all have the same message, right? We
how did you lose? Forget about your approach, yeah. If you're underestimating them and saying they're not a good team, how the fuck do you lose then?
Because we're a worse team.
Yeah, but they're still not good football. You're telling me they're not a good footballing side. That's what you're saying to me.
No. Of course they're good football inside. They're Real Madrid. There's never going to be a time in their whole space of living where they're not a good side. They're a good side, but I still didn't underestimate them. I still thought before that game that we were better than them. Our approach changed everything.
What were the issues?
They went weaker than weaker than what you thought.
So what? Yeah. Let's go Sonny on this one. What do you think Liverpool? What do you think
goals in the first half was 0? Like 0, not 0.010. That's all I need to say. That's the approach of the game.
Yeah, but what on earth did Klopp? What did Klopp do? Because obviously everyone's been calling for Naby Keita, and then he gets hooked at like the 43rd minute. They left Gini Wijnaldum on the pitch.
Yeah, as captain.
Well, there's that as well. There's a few issues there. Is it Klopp? Is it the players? Like, who the hell? What went wrong? And Trent, we'll get to him in a second.
Yeah, no, Trent was probably one of his worst games. Wijnaldum, I've never seen a player have such low confidence of their own footballing ability. Whenever he gets the ball, he looks forward. If he sees someone 20 odd yards away, he doesn't go for it. He looks more sideways. His passing ability must be not a midfielder because he has no confidence in himself. Are you going on to Trent now, or?
Yeah, we can move over to Trent.
Vinicius is known for not finishing. He scores 2 against us. I'm pretty sure he has 3 La Liga goals as well. He scored 2 today.
He scored like 6.
I think you didn't underestimate him.
Next,
they made him look like Ronaldo, you know.
Next, we'll look at Nat Phillips. What about Nat Phillips, or is it still Nat Beckenbauer?
No, it's just Nat Phillips now. That first goal where it goes over his head, I can't really blame him because he just hasn't got the speed for it. But that's why he will never work in our system, because we have such a high line. He will never be able to just slot in there and always deal with these balls over the top. Usually he'll win it in the air, but if it's a bit further like Cruz is capable of doing, he's not going to win it because he's too slow for it.
Yeah, that's
what
fair.
about the Super Mario wannabe, Allison? How did you rate his performance today?
Other than his mistake letting Vinicius' second goal, I think it was.
Third goal in that they scored. Yeah, that was terrible keeping, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just as bad marking. No one even went towards it.
No.
I think
he's a true teammate, innit? He was like, we got Copa America coming up, innit? We need to get firing in it. I'll give him this goal. I'll get his confidence up. Oh, no, Ronaldo's needed, innit?
I mean, if Neymar's coming injured, they need Vinicius. So I mean, at this rate, it is what it is.
Let me just say,
Jesus
like,
Christ.
I think that beating Arsenal the way you did has probably given a lot of Liverpool fans a false sense of hope, just because of how terrible our midfield was. I mean, it was basically Partey versus Thiago and Fabinho, but today you didn't even play Thiago, which I thought was, I don't know how he's not getting game time.
This was the game that Thiago needed to play. If there's a hole,
exactly.
What did you make of Thiago not playing at all? Like, he was on the bench. What did you make of Gini?
It's a wrong decision. It's a wrong decision. Klopp obviously knew it was a wrong decision because he took off Naby Keita and brought Thiago on.
Number one bullshit, guys.
Yeah, but they've got Cruz. He might not be world class now, but he's obviously a top level footballer. Modric, he's still one of the best midfielders in the world. Casemiro, who Souls, I don't watch much of La Liga, but Souls, I'll trust his word. He said he's the best out of the three this season. Yeah, you're going up against that with Keita when you have Thiago sitting on the bench. Are you joking? Thiago,
exactly.
He could play in that midfield. Thiago in Madrid's midfield.
Now we need to obviously look at the second leg. You've got to go back to Anfield.
Oh, can I just say one funnier thing? Valverde didn't even actually start either. Valverde's another one who's had a phenomenal season.
But obviously you've got to go to Anfield now. You don't need me to say it again, but obviously your home record's been awful.
It doesn't matter if it's good. We're not going through. It's done.
I was just about to say it. Liverpool out of the Champions League now, or is there still hope?
He's broken.
Sorry, what happened to we're gonna batter them at Santiago, whatever the fuck it's called, to then bringing them at Anfield and battering them there as well? I thought it was more like I told you, it's a 24-hour brothel. You know,
2 legs, 2 wins.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Russ sent me the tweet of 2 legs, 2 wins.
I'll say again, it's all about the approach of the game. In that first half, our expected goals was just flat out 0.
You were dominated. You were played off the park.
Exactly.
Craig's
a team that is supposedly much worse than you guys.
Craig is saying, I'm looking forward to the that new show you've got lined up now. Yes, so am I, because the new show is Let's Talk Tactics, and Genie's going to tactically analyze Liverpool Football Club against Real Madrid. So I am absolutely very excited to see how he does doing that, because I've got two. I've got United and Chelsea.
Yeah, Niall.
PSG and City, and Genie has picked up Liverpool and someone else, I think.
You know, it'd be perfect for that. I don't know if you know him, but it's called Gunner since '96. He loves talking about the tactical element of the game. I know Sol knows him as well. Yeah,
I'll definitely be looking to get more people. I might even be asking a couple of others, but I can't wait to see Genie tactically analyze.
I couldn't analyze that. Good luck to him.
I'm gonna.
You can do a reaction.
I can do very simple. Trend messes up, goal. There he goes. That's all you need to know.
Craig saying no way it's Genie. Yes, as I say, I'm excited because somehow I feel like Genie's tactical analysis.
One of the worst things Klopp did in that game. You do not play a high line when there's Modric and Cruz on the ball.
You don't play a high line when your back four includes Kabak and Phillips.
You can do that, but not when there's fucking passes like Cruz and Modric, man.
I need to
stadium, over the stadium, and still pinpointing at their player.
I need to address the name you said. You said Nat Phillips. It's Nat Beckenbauer.
Not anymore.
Well, to be fair, I don't think what Sonny said is shocking as what you said, RJ, about United winning the league. But we're not going to make it about United.
I think give them 3 years. Give them 3 years, mate.
No. Listen.
No, I do not want to hear any more about United.
Sorry now. Or Niall's 96 United points prediction in the table.
Mate. I've already said that was until they lost to fucking Sheffield United. No one can predict that
96.
shit. Yeah, it's still achievable if you look at Football Manager. I've done it before. I don't know what the fuck Ollie's doing. Ollie's just shit. You need to hire me. But
no, we don't.
Well, your manager right now isn't doing a very good job. But back to Liverpool with another manager who's
it's a joke. Allow Niall. to speak.
But to another manager that's not doing a very good job in Jurgen Klopp, tactically awful today. Do you think it's just time for you lot to just go, fuck it, we need to move on? Like, because we do hear about this cycle against Dortmund. Like, he had it 1 minute. Klopp had this cycle at Dortmund where he got found out and he couldn't do it anymore. Do you think that genuinely, regardless of the injuries you've had, do you really think it might be genuinely time for Klopp to go?
You're using his Dortmund history to sack him now.
He also had the same issue at Mainz.
I was going to say, yeah.
No, are we going to use his history, but not what he's doing at this club?
No,
are we just going to look at what could happen? You don't sack
1 minute. We're going to do
the same thing is happening. It's not about what could happen.
We're looking at
right now.
We're looking at the history. So the history is he has 3 good years or 4 good years, and then he falls off. This is his 4th or 5th year at Liverpool, and he's fallen off. Now, I know there's been injuries, but that still doesn't change the fact you lost to Burnley, Brighton.
No, it doesn't change that fact, but it gives him...
Battered against Aston Villa.
7-2.
Do you think it's time for? Do you think it's time for him
to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Say that again, now.
To quote the legend Claude, it's time to go.
Do you think it's time for Klopp to go?
No.
I can't believe we're even speaking about this. I can't believe it, because this is somebody who transformed the club. Yeah, from where they were positioned.
I'm not meant to look at history.
It's not even just history. We're talking about very recently. He took them to he was challenging for the Champions League. He took them to the final, then he won it. He challenged for the Premier League and they won it. And everything. I don't know. Like, do people think that a team like Liverpool, who don't spend the amount of like Chelsea or Man City do, the club is not run as well as those clubs. They're not going to challenge every year, unless they, 1, retain the players that they have, or 2, refreshen the squad, which they haven't done. They failed to really get players in, apart from Thiago, really, to really rejuvenate the squad every year, because you need fresh faces to keep challenging.
The thing
Man City could have kept their team, and they kept changing and interchanging players because they needed to keep pushing and pushing.
But he done the same thing at his previous clubs, right? He came in and he transformed minds, right? And he made them look amazing. And then he did the same thing at Dortmund. He took over Dortmund and he won Bundesliga titles. And then in his final season at Dortmund, they were in a relegation battle.
Yeah, they were like
a genuine relegation battle.
Yeah.
And I do understand
both times,
the point.
Right? He just said, right, peace out.
My work is done. You've done.
I've had a nice spell.
Do you know what? Genuinely, this is what I think. You give him next season. You give him the start of next season with the players coming back. Van Dijk is pretty much back for then. Joe Gomez should be back. If he continues with this decline, you tell him to fuck off, mate. Like,
it's mad, Souls, how you take this stance on Klopp, but you so back Arteta. It's actually mad.
We can.
I
can't understand that.
We've got the Arsenal show where we can talk about a range of issues like selling Saka.
Look. I'm just being. Look, I don't think you should sack Klopp, but I do think because Liverpool have a world-class squad. Let's not be real; they've still got world-class players there, right? As much as you want to sit there and say Mane he's having a bad season, he's still proven he can be world-class. Salah obviously proving it. Diego Jota can become world-class, obviously, if he continues with the trajectory that he's going in. You've got, obviously, Van Dijk returning. You've got Robertson coming in, one of the best left-backs. Trent, you can have your arguments about. I don't really give a shit. They've still got quality in their team. The problem is a lot of that's been injured. And then if you give him the next season and he's still with these players, right, coming back, still does what he's doing this season, then it's time to go. That's the way I look at it.
I think the difference is that Klopp has earned a second chance, really. You know, with what he's achieved there, I think he deserves, obviously, at least a start next season and see how things go. But I agree with Souls. If they give him that start next season, then you just continue going to shit. You've got to do something sooner or later. How long do you sit on him for?
That's exactly the question. How long do you give Klopp? Do you give him until December next year or next season, or When's the cutoff point? When's it too much?
Well, it depends how bad it is at the start of next season. Because let's be honest, we're not going to like lose every game up till December next season. Because when we have players coming back, like that's impossible. I'd give him.
If you're still, let's say you're 7th or 8th in the league next year, come December time, is that time for him to go then?
What, I'm bringing an interim?
No, it's difficult because there's context to it, though, isn't it? Like for you being.
Okay, let's just say every other team's having a good season and winning games. You're below Tottenham and Villa, and you're 8th. Is that time for Klopp to go? Is that enough context?
No, because his whole time at the club because of FSG just proves to me that it won't change with a new manager.
I mean.
But it changed.
I mean, your squad is still quality, but your squad has got a lot of quality still.
Yeah, it does. But that's because of him. That's not because of the owners.
Yeah, but if you bring in that, you just sometimes disproved your own point. Then, if Klopp can come in and change it while FSG are there, then why couldn't someone else?
Because those managers aren't as good as Klopp.
Okay, then get it
without them being given a chance.
They manage other clubs.
What if what if the situation raised yet that you're coming into December, you're 7th, and a Nagelsmann comes available and he's really interested in coming to Liverpool? That's a good replacement, though.
I would love Nagelsmann.
He is looking for a big move.
Yeah,
I would love Nagelsmann, but I'd still be prepared for winning nothing for 10 years if that was going to happen. That's what I'd expect. I wouldn't expect us to win anything.
I wouldn't even say Nagelsmann. I personally don't think Nagelsmann should be taking a top job yet. I think a Tottenham Hotspur.
No, he shouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
I think a Nagelsmann at Tottenham is perfect. Use it as a stepping stone club, learn the way. Hopefully, maybe win a Carabao Cup if you're lucky, and then move on to bigger and better things. Maybe Nagelsmann will win that Audi Cup, all right? So there's absolutely no issues there. They can do that massive celebration and do that interview of Lucas Moura where he was absolutely delighted.
I mean, look, if Jose Mourinho cannot win the trophy at Spurs, no one can. I'm sorry. If Jose Mourinho does everything to win, and if this man can.
Jose Mourinho is a football terrorist. What the hell are you on?
No.
He's a winner.
He's
a winner.
You look at United.
Regardless what you think of his football, right? He's a winner.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what you think
KJ
from the Football Terrace has got his name perfectly right, Jose Bin Laden. But that's what.
Niall,
that's bullshit, mate. That is such bullshit.
Right, let's look at his previous, shall we? So he went to United and got sat there.
If you want to look at Mourinho's, that's the worst line you could use.
No, I'm using Mourinho recently, so I'm going to look at Mourinho. 1 minute, I'm going to look at Mourinho recently, all right? Because 5 years ago he's not the same Mourinho. So he went to United, got sacked, he lost dressing room. He's lost the dressing room and
he won the Europa League.
What else did he do at United?
He came second. 1 minute, he came second.
Yeah, which
cup?
Everybody's celebrating Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming second this season.
To be fair, if Ole wins, 1 minute, if Ole wins the Europa League, which is plausible, especially if Kieran Tierney now out for several weeks and Arteta not really knowing how to manage a football team, then that what Jose's done could be equally matched by Ole.
No, not a hope now.
No, because then he's got he's going to win the League Cup as well.
No, this is what I would say. From a United perspective, our best player with Jose was David De Gea. Our goalkeeper was our best player, right?
Right.
Our best player now
but then
Bruno Fernandes.
Ole's closer to City than United than Jose was. All right.
Listen, United are nowhere near City right now.
At the end of the day, Jose recently has not done enough. He's not done enough to be classed as this messiah of English football anymore.
But the man's won.
But also, the thing is, Niall,
the man has also lost every dressing.
The man has also won everything.
So, do you know what, Niall? Some of the greatest people
the
in
thing
all
is,
of sports are
losing the dressing room in today's society, in today's football, means you're out of a job. Why do you think that you don't see managers? All right,
Niall, if you have a football team, Niall FC, yeah, who are you gonna have in your dressing room? Yeah, Are you going to have Ole Gunnar
Someone who isn't
Solskjaer as
gonna-
the manager, or are you going to have Jose Mourinho?
someone who isn't going to piss off every single player
But if
on
you
like
have to
payroll.
choose Mourinho or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to
right
manage
now-
Nile FC,
right-
no,
now,
Niall, be
one
honest.
minute. Well, let me speak then. Right now, I
Sorry,
pick
sorry.
Ollie because Ollie doesn't lose the dressing room.
No,
I'm
Ollie doesn't win
RJ,
trophies either,
well,
though.
Niall.
He's also had 1 minute. He's had 3 years of a rebuild that he's in the middle of doing. Let's see what he does at the end of this season, shall we?
Look at the squad. Look at the squad that Jose had. Come on, that's not an
Yeah, but what I'm saying is right now,
bro.
Hey,
right,
no,
what I'm saying is right now, excuse me?
I'm a United fan. I can
Man couldn't beat Chelsea.
So just because I'm not a fan doesn't mean that I don't know shit. Cool, RJ.
I know more from a personal experience.
Go on, RJ. Crack on. Show us your footballing
What was
identity.
Jose begging for? He was begging for a centre back. He's begging for Harry Maguire, and believe me, I think he would have done a lot better if he was actually given someone like Harry Maguire. Because, like I said,
one player changes everything.
Okay, but he was playing Phil Jones in our.
Never had so much shit in my life.
Phil Jones was in our team with Jose.
No. But Liverpool needed a centre back. Got a centre back and won the Premier League the next season.
Exactly.
You're also missing the fact that they also bought Alisson. Did they not buy Alisson?
But that's two players.
If I remember correctly, they had Mignolet and Karius the season before, and neither of them.
Okay, they bought Alisson, but they didn't need a keeper. But if he had got a centre back in, they would have done that.
They did need a keeper because with Van Dijk there in front of Karius.
No. What I'm saying is United didn't need a keeper.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm making. They had De Gea. They didn't need to go get an Alisson.
Plus, when has Jose been backed? Tell me when Jose's been backed. At Spurs, he's not been backed. He's been asked for loads of things. He asked for a centre back. Same story. Hasn't got it. He's asked for bloody something else. Probably he probably asked for a bloody CDM to help out with fucking Ndombele at this rate. But you know what I mean. The thing is, right? Jose's asked for a lot, and he's not gotten it. And the thing with Spurs is, right? Daniel Levy's the owner, and he's not the biggest fan of spending money. I mean, the man is like kind of what's his name? The owner of Newcastle, Itchy. He'd rather like go down to the local bookies and put in a bet than actually spend some money on the club. So what I personally think is, right, you back Jose, you will actually do well. I know his football is boring as shite. Believe me, I was
his football is no
me and Russ can actually vouch for that. Like,
when was the last time anyone played defensively shit football and won a league title? Barring Conte to a degree, but Conte, in my opinion, just
Conte
had. He also had Eden Hazard, so.
Yeah, but wait. More of a defensive style of football.
I don't think Mourinho will win a Premier League with Tottenham, just because obviously they don't have the resources to probably.
I don't think Mourinho would win a
but at the end of the day, as long as he develops Tottenham to be more competitive than they were previously and possibly win a title along the way, then he's probably done a decent job there.
So
I agree.
Potts got Tottenham to a Champions League final.
Okay,
Jose gets dumped out the Europa League by Dynamo Zagreb.
I'll also say that Tottenham team was better than the Tottenham team now. They had Dembele at the centre mid. He would start right now for them. They were they also had all the Alderweireld and Vertonghen were one of the best centre back pairings in the Premier League.
Dynamo Zagreb knocked Jose out.
I know that now. I'm just saying at that time Tottenham did have a better team. They had one of the best teams. I think they had like the best defensive record in the entire league that season, or one of. Yeah, they were really good.
What I'm saying is Poch managed to get that team. Remember, they hadn't spent a single penny on transfers for an entire year.
I think Mourinho would have loved working with that team. Right. Looking at the players.
I agree.
They didn't really fit his style of play.
But Dembele is a
but Niall. The thing is, Poch is so good. Why can he not hack it in the fucking League One with?
Yeah, he's League On. He's struggling at League On.
Yeah, he can't even win the.
Am I saying Poch is better? No, RJ, you're just being ridiculous.
Poch ain't better than Mourinho. Then
what I'm saying is that Poch managed to get that Tottenham team to a Champions League final. Yeah. Jose manages to get dumped out the Europa League by Dynamo Zagreb whilst he's got Harry Kane on the pitch.
All right.
It's a bit
Yeah,
level.
Poch lost the final.
What I'm
with KD,
saying,
didn't he?
what I'm
Ole's lost.
saying,
What's Ole lost? What?
what
How
I'm
many
saying is
semi-finals
that
now?
Jose
4.
right now is finished as a manager. His
So there was Ole,
attitude,
the man couldn't beat Chelsea's youth team.
his attitude doesn't work in today's society.
But has he or has he not won things? That's the point.
He's won things in the past, but he's not going to win anything now because at the end of the day, his football doesn't work in today. It's why you look at all the teams that have won titles. You look at Pep, you look at Klopp. They're put.
But you can't say the football for Mourinho was exactly the same in every club he's been at. I mean, I remember.
Yeah,
like that Chelsea, Mourinho's Chelsea team. Mourinho's Chelsea team used to play some great football.
Jose's attitude now doesn't work in football. It doesn't. Right? The fact that he continuously blames players, calls them out, right? All of that.
Because he demands more of them.
1 minute. Then he says that Alderweireld turned up late for training from international duty when actually he hadn't. Then you look at what he said about Martial attending the pregnancy of his firstborn child. Jose doesn't work in today's football because he just doesn't
Miles.
You can't call players out.
Look at Ndombele. Last season, he got called out by Jose. Look at him now.
Very limited squads that will accept you doing that. Why do you think Klopp doesn't do that? Why do you think Ollie, Pep, Klopp, all the others don't start calling out their players?
Then why is Jose not been sacked?
I'm telling
you now.
Yeah,
Pep goes in there and rips them even
does.
worse.
Nobody talk.
Yeah, but I'm saying in the press conference, you can't call these people out in the media anymore.
Do you not think that the Tottenham players deserve to be called out?
No, of course, but you just can't do it. You have to do it a different way.
Why not? Why not?
The thing is, the player power is a huge thing nowadays. You can't.
I understand where Niall's coming from. I
do.
The guy's not a winner.
How long are you supposed to sit there and go, "Oh, it's all my fault. Oh, the players are so great." If the players are being shit, sooner or later, you got to go out there and tell the players. Cool. You're being shit, right?
You can do that in the dressing room.
Finger out.
You can do that in the dressing room. I'm not saying that Pep doesn't attack his players in the dressing room. He obviously does. But no longer are the days where you can call out players in the media.
All right, but let's say he does that in the dressing room, right? And he does that over and over and over again.
Man was screaming at Sterling in front of the camera.
Yes, but what I'm saying is he doesn't come out every single time they lose and start blaming his players.
Well, they don't lose a lot, to be fair.
No, but when he does, he doesn't blame his players. You can't be calling players out.
It doesn't happen a lot.
All right. But can I just point out, at the start of the season,
you can't call out players in the media anymore because they don't respond, and player power is a real thing. Jose has lost 3 dressing rooms. He lost the dressing room at Chelsea in his second time. Player power became an effect there. He lost the dressing room at United with Pogba.
Well, actually, the second time there was more than just players, though. It was what happened to the physio and stuff like that.
Doing that as well isn't going to help the case. But then he picks a fight with Pogba, which is arguably the worst person you want to pick a fight with because he's quite liked by everyone in United. Then he's lost that dressing room, and it looks like he's lost the dressing room at Spurs. His style of management doesn't fit in today's world. It just doesn't.
It doesn't change the fact that he is a serial winner. He can get that mentality in the teams. That's what we're trying to say. We're not saying that he fits or he doesn't fit. That's not the point we're making, but he still can win things.
I don't think he can with his management.
Tottenham knew exactly what they were getting into when they hired him. You don't hire this man. You don't hire this man because you think he's going to mollycoddle your players and he's going to be like a father figure to them. You hire this man because you know he's going to win you trophies. It's as simple as that.
What Levy has done is he's looked at this squad. He's gone. Obviously, he's saying we should have won a trophy of this squad. This squad that was so good for Tottenham, probably arguably the best squad they've ever had, right, has now sort of petered to sort of the dying embers of a bonfire, really. And he wanted to bring in a manager that could try and win a trophy. That hasn't happened. So what I'm saying is you look at all the other managers and how they manage. Look at Pep is a fine example. Klopp, they of course they'll get angry at the players, but they don't start every single time they lose calling them out in the media because they know the players will just turn on you. And the minute you lose the players, you lose your job. It's the same with any sort of management. So when I was a manager
actually, to be fair, Pep in his first season at City came in and just ripped their fucking core out of their team and said to Yaya Toure, fuck off, Joe Hart, you can fuck yourself as well.
Yeah.
And club heroes, by the way, people who were absolutely adored by the fan, told them, nah, fuck yourselves, mate.
He was rebuilding. That's something completely different.
No, that's what Jose's doing at the moment.
Though Pep still does it.
There's also a huge difference. Manchester City will give Pep all the money in the world to sort out that. Jose ain't going to get that.
Okay, but is he or is he not in a cup final?
He is.
They beat Brentford in the. They had Brentford and who was the other team?
Regardless, you just said a minute ago that he's not winning a trophy this season, right? Is he not in a cup final? No, I don't. No, I don't. Obviously, I don't.
I was just about to say, Man
City, right?
I don't think he's beating Man City in there.
Obviously, I don't think he's beating Man City. Okay,
he's not beating Man City.
Yeah, but he's still in a cup final. Exactly. He still has the potential to win a trophy, and if anyone can shithouse a trophy, it's that man.
If he does it, then fair play. He still needs to go at the end of the season.
I agree. He still needs to go. But at the end of the day, right, Levy brought him in.
And that's why he's not getting sacked now. Okay. That's why he's not getting sacked.
Levy hasn't brought him in to build a squad for the future. Levy has brought him in for one thing, and that is a quick fix to get Spurs a trophy. If he does that, and then they fuck him off at the end of the season, he's done his job.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is his management style just doesn't fit anymore. It just doesn't. It doesn't even fit in the workplace, mate. If I was to treat when I worked in a fast food joint, if I was to speak to my staff like Jose does half the time, I would lose my staff. Like that's.
But you could argue that about any manager. Like you can't go into your job and start screaming at people who haven't done their job well that day.
That's what I mean. Like. Management has changed
to the building site tomorrow, and the guy goes, "What the fuck is this? What did you do to that wall?"
What I'm saying is the days where Fergie could do the hairdryer treatment and Jose could abuse his players and everyone could just it was a horrible thing that they could do. The days of them have gone. Like you can't do that anymore.
Is that not totally dependent on the players?
Yeah,
surely that totally depends on the player group that you have, because we all know that some players will respond to that.
Of course, I agree with that to a degree, but look at how he's treated Dele Alli. I mean, come on, Dele Alli. Dele Alli looks like he's been
but he's a prima donna though. The guy thinks himself as.
That's precisely what I'm saying.
No.
You've got to deal with these players
a bit of care, like. That's the thing. Posh gave him so much care when he was in charge. Like that's what. Like it was literally Posh treated him like his son, pretty much. Where he literally was like, "Oh, don't worry, Dele. Everything's gonna be all right, mate. Look." And then like Jose just comes in saying, "Look, mate, this is how the real world works. Accept it, pretty much. That's how it is." And he said that. Oh yeah, I'll go back to MK Dons. Fucking go back to MK Dons at that rate if you're fucking that overreactionary.
RJ, I know that you're not a guy who understands man management. I've had many conversations with you, and your man management skills wouldn't last 2 seconds. The thing is, you have to know your players. Like with Ndombele, yeah, you probably can be a bit mouthy.
That was a risk. No, that was a risk.
But he hasn't really lost the dressing room yet, though, has he? So
no.
What I'm saying is, with Dele Alli, you can't do that. You can't be calling him out. You can't do that because he ain't going to respond to it.
Plus, none of the Spurs players give a shit about Ali, it seems then.
You have to be smarter, right? You have to be smarter as a manager. You have to know your man management skills better than anything right now. It's a fact. You have to know who you can have. You have to know who you can have a go at and who you can't. That's a thing you learn in management.
Name one other player at Spurs that he pissed off. Then Dele Alli.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Serge Aurier.
Okay, Serge Aurier. No offense. He's. Let's be honest. He's not good.
He's not good enough.
Right, but still, you asked your exact question. Your exact question was name me one person that Jose's pissed off.
Yeah, but what's the difference between Ali? What's the difference between Ali and Aurier?
Do you think, right, that Mourinho did that to Aurier because he wanted to get a reaction, or because he thinks Aurier is not good enough?
He even said it in
probably
the
a bit.
Yeah, but even then, Aurier hasn't completely turned on Mourinho, though.
No, but what I'm saying is...
No, but he is still... shit.
It's probably a bit of both. He's probably done it to try and get a reaction. It's not worked. And he's also tried to do it because he probably doesn't think he's good enough. It's a bit of both. But we do digress, and I'm sure we'll have another debate about Jose. I do briefly want to touch on Man City. This is what we were here for anyway. Sauls, you watched...
more United than fucking City in this stream.
You watched City. What did you make of their performance?
To be fair, both teams were really dominant. I called it at the start. This is going to be a 2-1 game. It could go either way. I did predict City to win this 2-1. Foden could have made it like 6, to be honest. Like, the guy had so many gilt-edged chances that he could have scored. He had like one, Vinicius's first. Well, yeah, Vinicius's first chance, but it was basically an open goal.
Yeah,
and he missed. Like, he just shot it at the keeper. Overall he was brilliant. That's why I make the joke that it seemed like Foden and Vinicius swapped their finishing ability because just couldn't. Everything was going wide, nothing was going for him, and then obviously right in the dying embers of the game, he gets his goal. Very well done. But can I just say, KDB, man, that man is something different. The guy, when people said, look at them, they're still winning. KDB is going to win them a Champions League. I'm telling you now. The guy is phenomenal. No. You can say now all you want, bro, but the man is the greatest midfielder right now.
But he hasn't reached it yet, has he?
No, that's the thing. He could win them, but Pep is still there. Pep is going to fuck it up one way or another.
He didn't do it today. But you know what I said? Also, what I was saying before was you've got to do with Dortmund, right, is just stop Haaland getting the ball, and you'll be pretty much good. It was a brilliant piece of play actually from Haaland, Bellingham, and Royce to get that goal that Royce scored. Brilliant piece of play. Ripped them right in the middle of them, which was quite surprising because I thought Diaz and Stones would have done better. But hey, it happens. I think overall, I think Dortmund were a little underwhelming, but defensively solid. Like I said again, my Foden could have put this tie to bed. But he's young, so I'm not going to get too much onto him. But yeah, it was a good game. It was just a lot of solid from both teams, really.
The referee had a bit of a shocker, though, didn't he?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, when I said in it was at the start before we started talking about Jose and fucking United and God knows what. I actually said me and Dom have got quite an interesting refs view, and I'm not sure there's going to be enough time in the day or in the show to actually deal with it all because there was just so much. But the clear one that I think impacts the game the most is that Bellingham one. Now, it's quite clear that you can see he gets the ball quite easily. And you can see that Edison kicks his foot. Edison obviously goes down like a sack of shit because he is a sack of shit. But Sauls, do you think that was a fair one, or do you think that goal should have stood?
Should have stood. The guy didn't even touch him, bro.
Thank you.
He fully got the ball, not even. Bro, I don't know what they were looking at. I'm sorry.
Why do you think the VAR didn't overturn it then?
I don't know.
City paid them off. I'll just say.
Is this the Jude Bellingham? Sorry, is this the Jude Bellingham situation?
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell, man got. I don't know. City must have paid 100% paid him.
No,
there's no other explanation, bro. I'm sorry, but I can't think of anything more clear goal than that. What, you're not allowed to tackle the keeper? That's what you're telling me then. Not even tackle him, actually. You're just not allowed. If it's in the vicinities of like a millimeter of, not even a millimeter, like a meter of the keeper, you can't touch it. That's basically what they're saying to me. Which I thought, because Edison was nowhere near the ball at the time, and he was nowhere near Bellingham at the time.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I have this is why I say it. Like, this is why I say, right, that you absolutely have to stop with these like fucking biased bullshit. Yeah, with these refs, man. Like, VAR should have interfered.
A lot of people like Stephen off SVD TV, who likes to get coaches from a racist club onto his channel. I suppose it fits the bill. But the thing is,
no comment.
I mean,
no comment.
Getting a coach from Slavia Prague to come onto your channel after that club has been accused of a player being racially abusing another player, to get that onto your channel after you also bringing on
we're talking about City,
and you're also bringing on other people who allow racism on their platforms. I suggest it just shows what sort of platform that is. But RJ, I'll go to you. What did you think of that decision? The Bellingham.
Am I surprised? No. I mean, this always happens in a City game where there's always controversy with a player or something like that. And Ederson as well. I mean,
RJ, you can't talk me. That Brighton should have got a penalty. Penalty for Brighton. Come on, man. You might get some.
No. We're not talking about United. Look, I got a lot of criticism for fucking talking about United this stream. Now you're bringing up.
United fan talking about corruption.
Okay, so let's talk about
United fan talking about corruption. That's funny, mate. I'm telling you.
No. But look,
that's jokes.
Okay, no, but listen, right? We're talking about this game, right? Where it could have been a lot more interesting if Borussia Dortmund actually had scored that goal, or it had to have been allowed. Because let's be honest, there's no foul on Ederson. Not a hope in hell. There is a foul on Bellingham, because he did clip him, right? And it's a goal. Like, what in what universe do we live in where, that's definitely a foul on the keeper? Like, do they just? It's simple as this, right? The second leg is going to be very interesting to see how Dortmund get back, because obviously they're home, they're not away anymore, and they do have a away goal. So one goal pretty much can do it for Dortmund in this tie. Now, one thing we do have to understand is, like I said, this has happened a lot, and you're saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a United fan." We're literally, like I said, so let's focus on City.
You love that, wouldn't you? Oh, but carry on. Oh wait, why has he muted himself?
Just business. Anyway, like I said, look, I'm just gonna say it was a joke. It just shows you how corrupt this Champions League is. I mean, there's, like I said, you can go through it all. City have it pretty much. They'd probably win it through this shy if that's going to happen. You know what I mean? But my opinion, it should have not counted. But it is what it is.
So, I don't think we can start calling UEFA corrupt. Jesus Christ, I'll get done. But
allegedly corrupt. Allegedly.
Yeah, according to UEFA, if you are watching, the person you want to talk to is Robotic Jaguar from the Republic.
No, speak English. I'm not here.
So you want to talk to him? I think you are corrupt, but
just
not.
Talk about financial fair play.
Jesus Christ, don't get me started on financial fair play. But Ross, did you manage to catch any of the City game?
Bits of it. I had both games on. Yeah.
What did you make of the City?
Obviously, they played well, but I think they could definitely rue those missed chances in the second leg. They should have put that game to bed tonight. Really,
yeah.
When you look at, especially Foden, when you look at the chances that Foden got tonight, that game should have been dead and buried. And now they're going into an away leg with a 1-goal advantage, and it's gonna be. I don't think Dortmund are gonna make it easy for them. At the end of the day, a 1-goal win would do it for Dortmund.
Yeah.
And I think City can't underestimate them going into this second leg, because I saw a lot of City fans talking today. It's going to be 4-5-0, 4-1, 3-0. Laughing at the team selection for Dortmund, saying, what is this team? Look at this team selection.
Will Sancho be back for the next leg, or is he still down?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm afraid I couldn't tell you. But
they didn't start Reina. They didn't start even Munier. They didn't have Delaney on. Thorgan Hazard didn't play.
Hazard, yeah.
There's still talent there that didn't actually play today. Rightfully so. But even if you look at it like that, Canal for whatever, He probably wouldn't have started like normally. I don't know why he did. I think next game you're probably going to see him off and then play Thorgan Hazard there, which is going to cause him a lot of problems. And on the Sancho thing, I couldn't really tell you. I don't know what his injury is, but I will have a look for you.
I have no idea. If you are new and you're still watching after all the different debates we've had today, make sure you are subscribed. Normally, there's more control over these shows. God knows what happened today. But God have mercy on my soul on Thursday, because I've got Arsenal and United to do at the exact same time. Good luck trying to get any. Good luck trying to get any sort of fucking order in that one.
He will not be. No, he won't be fit for next week's return either.
That is a shame. That is a huge shame. Dom's posting something in the group chat. As I said, I can't wait for refs view. I'm sure it's going to be an entertaining one.
Look at this.
I'm not putting the sound on yet. That's all I do know.
Yeah.
But
will be the man of the foot.
I would hear 2 seconds of it. I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. I mean,
just some scouts are saying Naby Keita will be the fucking man at the match.
No, he's Irish. He's Irish.
Scouser, mate. He's a fucking Scouser.
Is he?
Yeah, the last bit we'll talk about is who we think are going through these two legs. So Liverpool, Madrid, Dortmund, City. So we'll start with you, RJ. Who's going through to the semi-finals?
It's it's going to be Brexit. EU teams are going to be out of this European competition, boys. So I'm saying Madrid and Dortmund. I'm going to say the two underdogs apparently were in this competition. To win it. Well, not to win it, but to win their groups, to be fair. So.
Of course, you say that City aren't going to progress past the quarterfinal. What else would you be saying?
I mean, Pep Guardiola wants to stand out, especially
he will do that in the semi-final against.
Nah, he won't.
We all know.
No, it's going to be PSG because Robert Lewandowski is not going to be there. So it is what it is.
Oh yeah. Gnabry and Lewandowski are ruled out for the game tomorrow.
I certainly. I'm still not betting against Munich. I'm just not.
They've got Thomas.
I'm not as stupid as other people to underestimate Dortmund. A bit like Liverpool underestimating Real Madrid. I just personally, I'm not that dumb. And think that Munich, even without Lewandowski and Gnabry, still have top players in that squad.
Like Mbappe, how are they going to stop Mbappe?
But you've just spent about.
RJ, even your team managed to stop Mbappe, so it can happen.
Yeah, and to be fair, you were. Didn't you slag off Pochettino?
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's a factor too.
Who's the manager of PSG?
It turns out to be Pochettino, yeah.
You but at least be consistent with your own views. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm consistent. I don't think Jose's a good manager anymore, and I keep that consistency. Please try and keep to sort of consistent viewpoints. But Russ, mate, who do you think's progressing to the semis? It certainly won't be Ollie.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I think, I don't think Liverpool are going to stop them scoring. I think that's the problem. Liverpool might come out and grab a couple of goals in the second leg, but they're not going to be able to stop them scoring. If they play anything like they did tonight, Liverpool are 100% gone. And City and Dortmund is a tough one. I'm struggling, to be honest with you, because City are fantastic. We all know that they can beat anyone on their day. But at the same time, we also know their previous record in the UCL is not fantastic.
Wasn't Leon last season?
So I think it all depends on whether Pep tries to get clever in the second leg, really.
I think everyone would be in the semis. Nipan saying someone should have 2 footed Vinicius.
I mean, that's harsh, but let's be honest, Pepe is going to absolutely destroy your striker tomorrow. So, yeah.
Pep's going to destroy your striker tomorrow. Who the fuck is Pep playing now?
Pepe.
Oh, Pepe. Oh, right, okay. I thought you meant Seth Pep.
Unbelievable. But if you are new, do make sure you've hit that subscribe button. New content coming out every single day, new shows. We've got Ref's View, episode 2 coming out on Thursday. We've got the Let's Talk Tactics premiering on Friday. Genie will be tactically analysing Liverpool. I'm so excited. I've never been so excited for a stream in my life, but that one I'm excited about because it's perfect. It's at 4:00, just before like the Chelsea show, the Liverpool show, the United show. Before all of that, I get to watch Genie tactically analysing that Liverpool performance. You love to see it. You do love to see it. Abdi saying, can you guys see Hazard having a masterclass at Anfield against Trent? He is back in shape ever since he got that new Belgian doctor. Yeah, I mean, there's more than a possibility that he can do that. Not a doubt about that.
Hazard loves playing at Anfield.
Why are you wishing injury on my team? I don't think anyone wishes injury.
I'm just sending concern for your team. That's what I'm sending. Do you mean a psychopath from Portugal is going to be playing tomorrow night? So you better watch out, mate.
I don't think anyone.
I never on Timo Werner. I think he should start every game because he doesn't score anything for you. So.
But no one actually is wishing injury on anyone.
No.
Abdi saying he will want to prove a point. He was frustrated to miss this game. Without a shadow of a doubt, we briefly touched on Hazard, but he's going to be dangerous against Trent. Absolutely revoltingly dangerous. Like Trent may need to see a sports psychologist after what Eden Hazard does to him. It's going to be a completely different level of bullshit for him. It's going to be so difficult.
Yeah. I mean, let's have mercy on his soul. Let's be honest, because it's going to be a rough night for him. It's going to be a rough night.
Something like that. But we're going to wrap it up there. We've spoken about both. My predictions. It's Madrid.
I didn't even do mine.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Wow. Skipping Soul. Wow.
I'm sorry, RJ. When you're on the stream, it's hell of a.
We're not even interested in who you think's going through.
When RJ's on the stream, it's very distracting. Is all I will say. But Souls, what's your predictions?
Yeah, I think Real Madrid are going to do what Liverpool fans thought they'd do to Madrid and absolutely put them in a split. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive, but I think the fact that there's no fans, Anfield doesn't really make a difference anymore. It's like you're just playing a game again. Eden Hazard. I want to see if Eden Hazard actually features in the El Clasico. If he does, I mean, even if it's a 20-minute cameo, that'll give me a good idea of whether he'll actually play against Liverpool. Because I don't think Zidane's that confident to just throw him into a game like that. You'd have to give him at least 30, 20 minutes just to kind of try him out and see how he's doing in a match day situation. But even then, like if you look at that Madrid team today, the way they ripped them open, it's just a joke. It was so easy for them. And I think that's what their defense isn't going to improve. It's not like Van Dijk's back next week. He's still out. Or Joe Gomez or any of them, really. So on that basis, I think Real Madrid will definitely get a goal and put the tie to bed. On the City Dortmund, again, no fans. I mean, Dortmund this season have been very up and down. Their form has been trash, to put it nicely to them. They lost their last game, obviously lost to City, but then they lost their previous game on the weekend as well. Before the international break, it was up and down, winning a game, losing a game, winning a game, losing a game. Obviously, no Jadon Sancho, but like I said, I was naming out players like Hazard still didn't play. Reina didn't play today. So, it's going to be tough. But I truly do believe City is just going to have enough firepower. And even if their starting 11 doesn't do it, I think Pep's got enough off the bench to make the difference. So I think it's going to be City going through and Real Madrid going through as well.
That's fair. I think it's going to be City Madrid. There's no other way that it's not going to be them. Dortmund will be tough.
I mean, there is, but don't underestimate. I mean, look, we all said that Liverpool would definitely be out with that 3-0 against the Barcelona, and then look what happened. Like I said, anything's possible in the Champions League, especially Pep getting eliminated yet again in the
Let's
quarter.
be real, yeah. Barcelona to get that result at the Camp Nou was a fucking surprise. That's coming from someone who watches Barca play. I was shocked they got 3-0. I'm not surprised that it turned out that way. I was like, yeah, that's more like it from Liverpool.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
As I was saying, I think it will be City and Madrid going through.
Yeah.
Dortmund will make it difficult, but at the end of the day, if they can stop the supply to Haaland, then that Dortmund team is, well, not a lot, to put it bluntly.
Not nice.
Well, it's a bit like United and Bruno. It's a one-man band.
Pogba likes to hop in that one-man band, to be fair, to turn into two.
Didn't do it against Brighton, did he?
I mean, he was coming back from an international break where he was playing.
He's always coming back from something. It's always something. He's always coming back from. He's
just waiting for the barbers to open up. He wants to get a new trim. You know what I mean? Simple as that. You know,
that hasn't stopped footballers. I tell you now, mate.
I was just about to say, have you seen the amount of new trims? I'm pretty sure Greenwood.
Well, no, Pogba hasn't got one, so you know what I mean. He's just waiting for his one to show up.
He's literally dyed his hair blonde.
Not the entire thing.
Yeah, it's like, well, no.
Oh, no. He just happened in it. Like,
well, how the fuck did he do that? By magic? Abracadabra.
I've woken up blonde again.
Abracadabra put some highlights in my hair. Like, fuck you.
It's a 20-minute job.
I hate when that happens.
It's absolutely horrific. It is horrific. DJ Sav saying both Porto main goal scorers are suspended for tomorrow's match. Taremi and the dangerous Oliveira.
Right, so we're going to see Park the Bus versus Park the Bus. Who could do it better?
So I hope we can take advantage of that tomorrow and get the away goal. But respect to Porto, they are still going to be hard. Pepe has revved the whole team up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, Porto, they're no easy team, but Chelsea should have the quality to beat Porto. Do I think they will? Well, that depends on their mentality. They have to forget about West Brom pretty damn quickly and move straight on to this. And to be fair, with the way that football is right now in terms of the amount of games sort of coming quick and fast, that's actually a blessing, because it means that they can't think about the West Brom game. That's been and done. That's done. You can't change it. Can't think about it. You need to move on quickly. And I firmly believe that Chelsea and Porto tomorrow is the best thing for them. It's straight away a new game. Let's get in there. I expect Mason Mount to be starting. But actually, before we do go, let's have quick predictions on that game. RJ, prediction for tomorrow's Chelsea game. Something ridiculously stupid is coming out of your mouth. I just can tell.
I'm seeing a boxing match between Rudiger and Pepe tomorrow. It's going to be a great one. Whoever wins, that's who's going to win it. To be fair, to be fair, no, it's gonna be a bit of fun. I see a little bit of blood from Pepe, to be fair, but that's nothing usual when you see him on the pitch. No, to be fair, I think Chelsea they're favourites to win it, but I think when you're looking at underdogs, Porto are the underdogs this year. They've been underestimated by every single team in this tournament, especially Juve, and look what happened. And look, I can see it going both ways, but I say Chelsea, just because they're the favourites, they have more talent in their attack, especially how, the two attackers are suspended for tomorrow. Thanks for the information, DJ. I'd say I have to go for Chelsea, but I would love to see a lovely Porto smashing, you know what I mean? Simple as that. Kind of like...
Did anyone else hear me say score prediction?
Yeah, no. Oh, sorry. Score prediction. I'd say nice 1-0. I'd say 1-0.
Well, should I just give the Bayern PSG score?
Finally, we got there. RJ saying
just do the Bayern PSG score prediction as well.
Sorry. That one. And score prediction, RJ. Score prediction.
For PSG and Bayern, I'm going to say, you know what? 2-0 PSG. I think it's going to be a bit of an upset. Mbappe going to move mad. I'm telling you, Mbappe's going to.
That's not really an upset, but okay.
Mbappe can move mad against Tuanzebe. I don't think he holds much hope.
I mean, against Boateng and bloody Alaba, I think he'll do bits. I think
both of which are better than Tuanzebe.
I mean, not faster.
Right, we asked for score prediction. We'll review it after. I'm guessing.
Well, we might do one.
Yeah.
We might do one. It really depends on how long the Arsenal show goes and if I'm in the mood. But
I'll host it. Don't worry. United will definitely be talking about it.
I look forward to it. I'll organise that one tomorrow. I need to sleep. But Russ, what about you, mate? Score predictions for tomorrow's games.
I think we win by a small margin. I think it's a 1-0, maybe a 2-0 if we're lucky. But I think it's going to be a tough game. Any team that are in the quarterfinal are there for a reason at the end of the day, and we can't underestimate them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a tight game.
Are you sure it's not saying stuff like this?
And Bayern PSG, 2-2. I'm going to go for.
RJ, why is there a picture of Vinicius?
Where?
No, hold on. No. That's for the ending, all right? That's for the ending, okay?
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Just let it be.
All right. My
Let it
score
be.
prediction for the Porto Chelsea game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 0-0.
Okay.
And for the Bayern PSG, I don't have to give an explanation. You have to score prediction only. Bayern PSG. Bayern PSG.
I love you, Sauls.
Bayern, you know what? I'm gonna go ballsy on this one. I think it's gonna be 3-1 Bayern Munich.
Ooh, interesting.
My predictions are Chelsea win 1-0. There's no way they score more than one goal. It's Tuchel and Chelsea. They have to play with they have to play with 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs, and a double pivot. Just make sure they don't concede. I do expect in the summer that will change because there is no way Tuchel likes playing this negative ass football. There is not a chance.
Imagine playing with Kylian Mbappe, Neymar to bloody Timo Werner and bloody Havertz. Jesus, what a downgrade.
Neymar's injured.
No, I'm saying last season with. Oh, never mind.
No, this is his annual injury.
Well, I mean, you played last season. You played last season. You played with Jesse Lingard and Dan James, but we won't get into that one.
I mean,
all right, he asked a score prediction. Why are you making it into a show?
Yeah. Why are you doing that? Come on, Miles. Seriously.
Because RJ just doesn't shut up. And then the next one, PSG Bayern. I go 2-0 Bayern. PSG is shit. A couple of comments before we do wrap it up. Without Lewandowski, 3-1. That is confidence. Jesus, Corona, and Marega can still cause us problems, but I back my team to win. Will be a tight game, though. I totally agree with that. It's going to be a very tight game, especially with Porto being. Well, look, they're going to be hard to break down. That's clear. Chelsea are going to be hard to break down, and neither side can really score many goals. So, I mean, all I'm going to say is it sounds, that billing alone sounds absolutely so exciting. I can't wait to watch it. I've got to try and tactically analyze Chelsea. So wish me luck on that one, because I'm not even sure Tuchel knows the tactics of Chelsea right now. It's a weird one. But we'll get into that one tomorrow. Big up to everyone that's joined us. Please make sure you are subscribed if you are new. We're 2 away from 150. It'd be absolutely mega if we can hit that. We're also aiming for 200 by the end of the month. So let's make sure that we also do that. That will be buzzing. DJ saying Gnabry also was tested with COVID. I read today on Twitter. Yeah, he's out, and that is going to be a shame. Make sure you smash the like button. We're on 14 with no dislikes, so clearly
rat face came in today. You know,
we did it.
Ratface hasn't been in today.
So talking about United works, right? We should definitely talk about United more.
No, I just think Ratface. I just think Ratface is a twat. And Ratface knows who he is. They've spoken to the Man City Ratface. But Sauls knows exactly what I'm on about.
Okay.
This is never.
So, as I say, tomorrow we've got the Arsenal show back at 8 p.m. That's the new day, and fuck me, it's not moving anymore. I'm trying to keep a consistent schedule with the same days. It's not moving. Not moving
DJ
at all.
DJ knows.
Yes, DJ, mate. It's officially, and I don't care, lad, because I started this movement, yeah. It's a rat face, mate.
Lad face.
Certified.
So make sure you are tuned in tomorrow. We may do match reaction after the Chelsea game. I think RJ said he would host it if I can't, so there probably will be. Big games tomorrow. Yes. PSG, Dortmund, not Dortmund, PSG, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Porto. Thursday, we've got Rescue at 7, where me and Dom will be looking at a catalast of a shit ton of issues. It's the only place on YouTube where you'll find 2 referees talking about referees, right? Not one person asking a load of dumb questions to a referee, 2 referees talking about referees. So make sure you tune in for that one. I think that's the only show Thursday. Oh no, we got match reactions for Europa League. Forgot about that one. So make sure you tune in for them. Go check out our Twitter at Let's Talk EPL. You'll find all of the advertisements on there. And make sure you tune in 4 p.m. Friday. Genie tactically analysing that Liverpool performance. It's gonna be fun to watch. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for that one. But RJ, mate, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me over by Jaguar at Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. I probably have loads of more that I don't realize, but I'll also be celebrating this. Fair play to this guy; he deserves all the credit. And you also will not be me sending tweets like this, right? So don't worry, lads. I'm not going to say you're going to bum Granada. We'll do it after, you know. I mean,
well, I hope you don't bomb them. That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
You'll be playing Good Evening in the semi-final, so I can't wait for that. Anyway, yeah, so you can find me all there. Now you still have to put in more. I'm not messing. All right, go on. Thank you so much for watching.
I need to start doing what?
I'll just put in more tags. That's all.
I put in plenty of tags. Thank you very much.
Anyway, just to help you out. Do you mean?
All right, mate. You're dragging your fucking outro out too long.
we can discuss that. We can discuss that backstage. Russ, where can they find you, mate?
At CFC_Russ on Twitter, but most importantly, subscribe to Let's Talk Premier League on YouTube.
Forgot about that. Fair play.
Absolutely buzzing. And Sauls, where can they find you apart from at the end of a bottle? Actually, you can't drink. Sorry, that's me.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm the one at the end of the bottle. Bloody will be after dealing with RJ today. But yeah, Sauls, where can they find you?
You're welcome.
First, I just wanted to obviously big up Russ, man. He makes a lot of the thumbnails, obviously, for the shows and stuff. So big up Russ. I do follow him, obviously. And you can find me, obviously, on Let's Talk EPL. There's plenty of shows, obviously, tomorrow, 8 o'clock for the Arsenal show. Yeah, I've not been a happy man since now messaging me about the topics, but hey, we'll move on and we'll talk about it. And so you can find me at Gouda Souls and at Leicester Bay Footy on Twitter. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the show and hope you guys had a good Easter. And yeah.
So the nice one out of all 3 of us as well. So.
And you can find me at Nile_PAFC. Make sure you check out the YouTube channels, Twitter at Let's Talk EPL. Go check out our Instagram at Let's Talk EPL _. We're also on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. We're sort of everywhere, trying to build it up as much as we possibly can. The group chat is now woken up by Dom and Tom. I'm sure that's going to be interesting. But a big up to everyone watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. for the Arsenal show. Are Arsenal going to sell Saka? We'll discuss that tomorrow. Big thanks to everyone that's been watching. And we'll catch you in a bit.
Sorry.